Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Seth back with another trading YouTube video. Today, I actually took a trade on the mini NQ. It was a winning trade, luckily, and I have a lot to basically talk about this trade because price action has been so good. So I like to take this time to really like study the market because this is what the market really should be looking like all the time. But sometimes it's choppy and there's not as clean price action. But today was not one of those days, and that's why I'm like really excited to show y'all what I did to take this trade and how you guys can catch it too, because this is basically what I do. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me really a lot, and I like to see that people are actually like tuned into these because that was one of the reasons why I kind of stopped, just because there's only like so little people, and I felt like my needs need to be a little bit higher than other people that I'm trying to help, because at the end of the day, I can't help if I can't help myself. So that's why I took a little bit of a break, but I'm back now. Hopefully, this price action this week has given me a great new hope. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the charts. All right, let's get right into the chart. So we have here, this is exactly what I was looking at. This is all the things that I noticed right in front of me. So y'all can kind of get an idea of where my head's at. But without further ado, let's get right into the trade. So we wait for market open. Market open opens at 8:30 at my time. And so basically I'm waiting for market to open. We see that we open down here after sweeping this 1 hour liquidity, and then we immediately start ripping to the upside. After seeing this, I was like, all right, maybe price wants to push a little bit higher because we have this 1 hour liquidity over here, and then we also had this high along with like this high too. So we had some highs that we could be searching out, um and then we also got a huge displacement up. And so at first I was looking for a sell. I was kind of looking for price to want to come back and sweep an internal level or even come down to this 4 hour sell side. And then but actually what really started this trade off for me was we see that we come all the way up to this perfect little buy side liquidity right here. And after we do that, one important thing happens, and what that important thing is we form a 1 minute SMT. And so what a 1 minute SMT is here, I'll show y'all. See if I can. Oh. All right, sorry, I had to take a little cut. I was on the NASDAQ thing, so it didn't really show it well. But here we are. We also, another reason why I took this trade, and the reason why I said because of the SMT. And so with the SMT, we see here that we form a higher high, a lower low, or a higher low, and then a higher high. So we form a higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high, right? And that was on NQ. But on ES, we see that we form a higher high, a higher low, and then a lower low. And so right there, that lower low to that higher high is now SMT. And you can see that I put that right here. And so what that kind of means is we use SMTs as kind of a better way to find the narrative on a trend. For example, we see that we swept out this 1 hour buy side in this 1 hour fair value gap, and then on ES, and then we form an SMT, which shows that on ES we hit this liquidity and we failed to reach higher after that point. But on NQ we are continuing in the uptrend, but the reason why I use the SMT is because maybe this uptrend will turn into a downtrend very quickly because of the lack of basically buying pressure from the other asset as well. I have a whole video that goes into SMTs. I actually have a whole video that goes over all the confluences I use. But to kind of get you an idea, the SMT kind of shows you where price might want to go, or that the price trend at the current price trend is slowing down and becoming weaker and going to fail. And so that's where I kind of first get my like, ooh, this might be a good short, So we get the SMT, and then after we get the SMT, we immediately start dipping down. And I like to see that big displacement after any sort of liquidity or tapping into a fair value gap or anything, a big displacement through the market structure shift, which is the last higher high or lower low of the move. And so we can see here we have a higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high. And this was the last manipulation leg. So the low here would be the market structure shift. Once we get that, I'm basically waiting for price to return into a imbalance and equilibrium, and then I'm pretty much in. And we see here that this is kind of an order block, but I wasn't really like being like, oh, this is an order block, this is gonna be a good trade. That's not because it wasn't too clean. I would have liked to see displacement through with the order block, but we didn't get that. But what we did get is we see that price comes into this BPR zone right here, right? Price comes into the BPR, which a BPR is just two inefficiencies on top of each other. So and a fair value gap on a fair value gap, an inverse fair value gap on a fair value gap, basically overlapping and showing where price wants to go. So we see that we have this inverse fair value gap here, a bearish fair value gap here, and then a bearish inverse fair value gap right here. And so basically, I was wanting to see price come back into equilibrium of this range, rebalance price in this inefficiency, and then start heading lower. But one thing that I made note of is right here, we get another SMT. NQ forms a lower low here. We don't ever reach past this high, but on ES or on NQ, we did reach past this high. And so right there, after I saw this closed candle down, I just waited. So I really entered. This was my actual, wait. Boom. So that was my actual entry was right after this SMT gets formed, which is an up close or up and then down candle. So once this down candle closed, I waited for the retracement back to the BPR and then entered. And then what I also noticed at this, so that was basically my entry. Just my entry is basically like this is what I look for in the market is this without the SMT. The SMT is like just more better or much better, but without an SMT, I'd still be taking this trade because we see that we get the market structure shift with displacement. We come back up to rebalance into equilibrium, and then we also chase out this BPR. And so that was pretty much it. Sorry, that was pretty much it. Entered after we got this SMT because after we got this SMT, I was like, okay, price realistically should not continue going up if we have two SMTs going to the downside. And so now what I'm looking for after I enter into this trade, I'm looking how I can manage risk and basically maximize my total profit. And so basically I enter here, we're waiting. I'll go into replay for this. We don't need this anymore. All right, we're not going to go into replay mode. Fuck that. So basically what I'm looking for first to see that this trend would really, really start working is I wanted to see this inverse or this fair value gap, this bullish fair value gap get ran down. And the reason why is because if we were to just retrace here and then continue off and want to go higher, this fair value gap would have to be respected. And once it gets disrespected, then that kind of tells me as the trader, hey, price disrespected a bullish imbalance. We're probably switching bearish again. And so that's exactly what I saw. After I saw we inversed out of this, I put my stop loss above the S&T. And then to manage, to literally just cut my risk almost in half there. And then we see that we have this huge fair value gap too with this liquidity that I was wanting to see just get very, very displaced through. And that right there is exactly what we got. And then we see here we swept out sell side liquidity. After that, stops at break even. or we swept out and the reason I chose this one was because first off, market opened right here, so this was our low of the session, and then also this little sell side right here is on this fair value gap, and it's right next to my standard deviation one, which is kind of a key point that I like to use with my trading. You can see that the two is right below this sell side liquidity as well. And so that's how kind of where I get my targets from, is just like seeing where the standard deviation is kind of playing out, and then I like to make it make sense in my head. I'm like, okay, we're kind of low, and then we also have this fair value gap right here. I could see price wanting to seek that out. And so once we do that, I put my stop loss to break even. And then what I did notice is that this big displacement through this fair value gap, or this fair value gap, actually turned this big channel into a BPR. And you see what the BPR did up here. I'm basically like, okay, um, let's see if price is going to go up here or if it's going to continue down to my original target, which is this high time frame sell side liquidity. And so basically what I'm doing here is just kind of acting like I'm about to go into another trade. And what I mean by that is I didn't actually re-enter onto this trade because of like just because I didn't feel like I needed to, and also because that's not really my strategy, but I was still making sure that I can manage risk, because if something were to go wrong, then um, I can still make a good amount of profit from that. And so we see here, here, let me delete this. We see here that once we get past the sell side liquidity, we kind of start chopping and going sideways for a little bit. And that's when I was like, all right, let's see if we're gonna want to change, go back up to this 1 hour sell side or whatever, or if we're gonna go to this 4 hour sell side. And so basically, I'm using this imbalance as my key spot of what's getting respected, what's getting disrespected, what's happening. And the reason why is because if we go on the 5 minute, we see on the 5 minute, we get a retracement here. That was where the entry was. But we see after that, from this high to here, this is our range, right? From this high to this low, this is our range. And what I wanted to see price do is kind of retrace back into that 5 minute range, which we did perfectly. And what we also did is we swept out liquidity here. We had some liquidity resting uh, right below the equilibrium, and we see that we get pushed up and then immediately pushed down, and then we going up, right? I was like, all right, we're kind of just chopping between this BPR and this fair value gap right here. I want to really just see what's going to continue to come from this. And what happens is we, on this down candle here, we form an SMT. And again, hope y'all kind of get an idea what an SMT is now, but we see here that we make a higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high here, right? But here we get a higher high, a higher low, and then a lower high, right? And so basically, since this high didn't push up between and it was actually showing that it's bearish, I was like, okay, I think that price is really, really good. After this, we got the SMT and the push down into here. I moved my uh stop loss above this SMT, I moved my final contract to this SMT, so I get closed down in profit, or closed out in profit. But realistically, I saw this big SMT and push into this fair value gap, and I didn't see this as a want to rebalance into here. I saw it as we're gonna run this, and then we're gonna keep pushing to the sell side, and that's exactly what we do. And the reason why this is so great is because, like, this price action, like, is honestly incredible. It's incredible. We literally get a move down, a move up, a move down, a move up. Like, this is good chart. This is like literally like some of the best chart work I've ever seen, and I was so glad that I was in this trade and I was able to get like kind of confidence from taking a trade that kind of looks so like just in your face. Like I don't even know what else um, I could be looking at other than just like all the confluences and just showing how price respects and disrespects those confluences. And that's pretty much all I do. Um, I have a video over kind of more in depth just my entry, but this whole like how price played after was just beautiful, and I really wanted to make a video kindly mainly just talking about how you can manage your risk with price action and how price action just tells you a full story. And yeah, it's super cool. I'm geeking over this right now. I know, I'm sorry, but um like just seeing this play out, it's been a while since we've had some crazy good price action, and then also like yesterday, like here, let's see if I can like let's see, Trump spoke like here. Oh, okay, yesterday was bad actually because there was Trump was speaking. But here, yeah, look at this, look at this beautiful price action. We go down, we come up, we go down, sweep some liquidity, sweep all this liquidity here, and then boom, what do? We get a market structure shift. This was the order block that I was talking about, and then retracement into equilibrium. Look at that. Like this was like I saw this and I was like, oh my god, price action is back. We're no longer shopping. And then look, you take first TP here, second TP at these like range highs. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Or it might have been. Yeah, these range highs. My bad. Getting ahead of myself. But like, come on. This is wonderful. And then I'm pretty sure, let's see, let's go back to Monday. I'm pretty sure Monday was, yep, Monday was fantastic. Um, 8 o'clock, we dump before market, leave all this liquidity up here. What do we get? A market structure shift. What do we get after that? A retracement. Oh, a retracement into this, which is also, oh shit. Sorry, I'm cooking right now. Give me a sec. Putting y'all on hella free game. Check this out. Boom. What is right here? A fair value gap that we came to rebalance into after this 5 minute range expansion, after the market structure shift into this order block. Oh my God, what happens right after? We push up into liquidity. What is this? This is like almost equal highs right here. Like all this liquidity right here. Just boom. Swept. Boom. We don't stop there. I'm pretty sure we keep going higher. Yep. Boom. I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's what it was. It was here, look. It was a new week gap opening. That's what it was. Yeah. We had like this gap right here. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all just I showed y'all 3 examples of price just doing that one thing. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Uh, sorry about like the shitty posting. Like I really am sorry. Like I really want to be like posting and trying to help y'all with just like learning how to trade. But like the past couple, like this past month especially, I've been really just like focused on uh trying to lock in my strategy and use it to the way that I believe that it needs to be used. Like for example, 2 months ago, I would have not taken this trade because this was not 1 hour sell side liquidity. Like it was that strict that even like when good price action would see it and I would see the market playing out and kind of it showing me, hey, this is what I'm about to do. Um, like through that, I basically kind of lost some of my confidence in the trading and or in my trading just because of the simple fact that like I was seeing how badly I was missing trades. And I know that like you shouldn't be like upset for missing trades because it's not your strategy, but the thing was I knew that I had like a better understanding of the market, and I was just kind of like it was like if I was trying to place a trade with like one of I know this is bad because you can do it, but like it felt like I was placing a trade with like one of my hands behind my back. So it was like a lot harder for me to like really like gain the confidence and stuff that you need while trading, um, just because of the simple fact that I wasn't letting myself do it. And maybe that was because I rushed into like trying to get funded too quickly or whatever, but like I can tell you now, I feel very, very confident into not just how my strategy works, but also how the market moves. And that's why I kind of wanted to show y'all this price action because I think that if you literally just study this, then I think that you can go really, really far because all this is just equilibrium, fair value gaps, SMTs, and liquidity. That's really all it is. Like you don't even I mean the market structure shift's good to have, but like you realistically don't even like need that to like take this trade in particular. Um but yeah, that's kind of it. That was a lot. Thank y'all for watching me, the ones that did. Thank y'all for watching this fully through. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I hope y'all took something out of it. If it's only the BPRs or if it's only the S&Ts, at least something, because then that makes this video worth it. Uh, but yeah, other than that, just re all I can say is react to price. Don't like try to guess if price is gonna respect a BPR or whatever. Just see if it does. And yeah, like that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching and see y'all later.